Does it look like we're recording, Nordia? I can't see it on my end.
Yes, it's recording on my end.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, welcome everyone. Congratulations on your acceptance at Stockton University. We are extremely excited to welcome you to the family. My name is Dr. Edmondson, formerly known as Dr. Rodriguez, and I direct the student transition programs, which basically means that I help connect new and current students to people, services, and resources that support their academic success. And the mission of student transition programs specifically is to promote inclusive and engaging services, resources, and opportunities that orient and welcome new students, support the current students, and develop student leaders to be equipped and empowered to connect with others, contribute their talents, and complete their degree at Stockton University. I'd like to point out several online resources you should pay close attention to. And first is the self-guided online orientation module. Please review the information, the videos, and complete the quiz by January 18th. Second, browse our website and pay attention to the GPS, which is the Graduation Plan to Success, which are suggested plans for getting involved, as well as opportunities and activities you should consider each year. You can click on the links in the quadrants below to learn more based on your year. The third thing is we will be listing our programs with date, times, and locations on this site for your convenience. All of this is on the Student Transitions Programs webpage. And typically the title, the date, time, and Zoom link are listed here. And we are honored to be with you during these unique circumstances. Today we have a lineup of student and staff presenters who will discuss services that will benefit you. Each presentation will be about 5 to 10 minutes long, and we have about 6 presenters. Please write down your questions so we can answer at the end of all presentations. I will be passing the microphone over to our first presenter, Divya, who is a head staff member of the Talents. Talents stands for Transition Activity Leaders of New Students. Divya, you can take it away.
All right, hello everyone. I'm Divya. I am a sophomore at Stockton University. My major is biochemistry and I have a minor in disability studies. And so today I just want to introduce you to the Talents program and what we have to offer. And so I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. So to begin, I have this quick video of just our course that we took as Talents. So if you could just, oh wait, I don't think I shared the sound. Oh, I'm good? Okay, thank you.
This is my third year being at Talents, but I feel really prepared going into this summer because of the class. I thought before I'd taken this class that I knew about diversity and inclusion, and I thought I was a pretty much well-rounded person. But until I took this course, it made me realize that there are a lot of things that I am just, I wouldn't say ignorant to, but there's a lot of things that I don't know that I thought I knew. So taking this class definitely has helped me to figure out how to communicate with different students, faculty, staff, things like that.
One of the main things that we focused on in our talent class was equality, diversity, and inclusion. And I think coming into a place like college, it's important that we make sure that every student feels seen and heard. And in this course, we were sat down in a room, and every Friday when we meet, we are forced to have sometimes which are uncomfortable conversations, but they're uncomfortable, but they're also needed conversations where we get to listen to each other and basically coming from that, we get a new perspective on things that when we weren't before coming into the room that we didn't know.
Overall, a lot that we've learned as talents is you want to make sure that those that minorities and stuff, that they make sure that there is a place for them, especially at Stockton.
Each student is unique. Each student has their own set of abilities, basically. So we have to be prepared, and I have to be prepared to be able to deal with different types of people every day. And I feel like this course helped me a lot.
I feel like here at Stockton, it's beautiful that we have students from all different walks of life, whether it's different cultures and ethnicities, sexual orientations, religions, and coming in, whether you're a freshman or a transfer student, us Talons, we are some of the first people that these students see, and this is going to be their new home away from home. So I think it's important that we welcome them with open arms and we make them feel like they're heard and they're seen here on campus.
I think inclusiveness is important as a talent because when the freshmen and the transfer students come in, they're coming from all different walks of life, and you need to know how to adjust to each person accordingly. So you might have a person from different religious backgrounds, race backgrounds, and so you need to know how to maintain those relationships without letting your own personal feelings get in the way.
So inclusivity is important on this campus because every student is unique in their own way. So we have to be able to make sure that they feel that they're included, that they feel like they belong here on campus.
So I think making sure that we get to everyone is really, really important, and making sure that we understand all different types of learners that we're going to have here. Some of these people might be first-generation college students, and their parents or family members might not know all like the Stockton lingo. So it's really important that we make sure that we cater to every student possible, and we give them the resources that they need to be successful here at Stockton.
All right, so that was our video on the Talons program and kind of the training we went through to become Talons. And throughout that course, we just learned about the importance of inclusivity and diversity here on campus and how to make everyone feel like they belong on campus. And so I am Indian and I'm also first generation. So through that course, I got to learn ways that I can make students who are like me or similar to me feel like they belong on campus. And another thing that we offer here at Stockton is that we have a bunch of clubs and organizations that specifically relate to specific identities of the students that go to Stockton. So for example, we have Los Latinos Unidos, we have the Asian Student Alliance, we have Minorities in Law, and just a bunch of other organizations that you can find with that may relate to identities that you have. All right, so now that you're here, what's next? So for the winter, we have that self-guided orientation, online orientation platform, which Dr. Edmondson was talking about. It's basically just a website with a tour of Stockton and all the important resources that we have to offer. And then at the end of that website, there is a link to a quiz that you have to take. It just quizzes you on the basic stuff that you learned just to make sure it got through to you. And so that's due January 18th. Then we have the Bessie survey. You can find that on your Go portal when you log in with your Stockton credentials. And it's basically just a survey asking questions about yourself, just so we can understand the demographic of students that are coming in. And then at the end of today's session, at the end of today's Zoom call, you'll have a survey that you'll complete. And it's just to get some feedback on the orientation that you went through today. And then for the spring and fall semester, we just encourage you to get involved. It's so important to get involved here at Stockton, and we'll have other speakers to talk more about that. But basically, Osprey Hub is a great resource for you to get involved. You would just go on the Stockton website, look up Osprey Hub, and it's basically a search engine that has all the clubs and organizations that we have here at Stockton. And then we also have some unrecognized groups here at Stockton, which are basically fraternities and sororities that aren't allowed on campus. So if you're interested in joining Greek life, I recommend you just look at that on the Stockton webpage just so you know what to stay away from. All right, so another thing that you need to know is that your bill is now accessible and viewable. It's been viewable since November 17th, and if you want to view your bill, you would go to your Go portal, click Bursars, and then click View My Bill. And so full payment is due January 19th, unless you have already registered for your classes. If you have already registered for your classes, then your bill was due the 4th. And we'll have another speaker come on today that will explain that a little more, but that's just a reminder. And then the add drop period for your classes is from January 25th to February 1st. So that's the first week of classes. So within that week, you can add and drop and change your schedule without any penalties. All right, so parking. Parking is super important here on campus. And if you plan on parking on campus, you need to register your vehicle. And to do that, you would just go to the Stockton webpage and look up parking in the search engine, and then a sticker will pop up that says register my vehicle. You would click on that, log in with your Stockton credentials, and then fill in the information about your vehicle, and your vehicle will be registered. Basically we have these maps here. This is a map of the Galway campus, and so the purple lots that you see are for commuter students only. The yellow lots are for residential students only, and then these striped lots are for both. And so if you're planning on parking on campus, please make sure you know which areas you're allowed to park in and which areas you're not allowed to, because if you don't, you get a $50 ticket, and that kind of sucks. So make sure you are aware of that. And we also have maps for our other campuses on the website. You would just go to parking and click on maps, and you'll find the maps. All right, so now if you could take out your phone and just follow us and add us. Our Instagram is @Stockton Transition Programs, and this is really a good resource for you because we just post upcoming events that are at the university or any important things that you should know on our Instagram. And then on our Facebook is Stockton's Student Transition Programs. And that's a really great resource too, because it's more of like a discussion board where you can ask any question that you have, and we'll be there to answer, and also your peers will be there to answer. And so it's just a great place to get discussions going. All right, so if you want to take a picture of this, go ahead. I'm just going to breeze through it real quick. These are just some other helpful resources that will help you with your experience here at Stockton. So first off, we have DegreeWorks. DegreeWorks is a platform that you can find on your Go portal under Student Services, and it's basically a rundown of your degree based off of your major and your minor and any concentration that you may have. And so it just shows you all the classes that you have to take in order to graduate and how far you've come with the classes you've already taken. First Ospreys is a organization here at Stockton, and it's specifically for first-generation students, so students whose parents have not earned a bachelor's degree. And it's basically just an amazing organization that provides you with resources that are specifically helpful to first-generation students. Academic Advising is an office here at Stockton, and it's just a great office where you can get help with registering for classes or figuring out what classes you should be taking. Here at Stockton, we have specific people called academic advisors who help you out based off of your major with what classes you should be taking and how to take them. Then we have Student Transition Programs. That's my office and Dr. Edmondson's office. And that's basically an office that helps cultivate relationships between the staff, the faculty, and the students. We do a bunch of fun events that just encourage you to socialize and network and all that fun stuff. And then we have Care and Community Standards, which is just an office you would go to if you ever need help with anything. They have the food assistant programs, they have relief funds, and if you're ever faced with any kind of emergency or situation, you can always go to that office for help. All right, so that was all from me. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask, or you can just contact us at, oh man, it covered it, but our email at talents@stockton.edu.
Excellent. If there are no questions for Divya, please share your gratitude and appreciation in the chat room, in the chat box for Divya, our presenter. Next up is a representative from the Office of Academic Achievement Programs. Please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Johnson, and I am thrilled to be with you this afternoon. I'd like to start by saying congratulations on starting your journey in college, especially during this very challenging time in our nation. As I mentioned, my name is Dr. Johnson. I am in the Office of Academic Achievement Programs, and I also am the chair of First Ospreys, which Divya mentioned in her presentation. So I'm sharing my website to go over with you what you're going to be able to get out of academic achievement programs. And the primary thing here is high impact practices. So the purpose of our office is to get students connected with high impact practices. And so HIPs are the types of things that will get you as a student to the finish line. They are things like internships, study abroad, undergraduate research, and so many more. These are the types of practices that research has indicated supports higher academic achievement and you get into your degree completion. So we encourage you to study abroad, get connected with internships, which the next presenter will talk a bit more about, and also get connected with undergrad research and service learning. I'm gonna play a brief video for you just to share with you the impact of engaging in high impact practices. This one is on study abroad, but there are many others like it that are focused on some of the other HIPs as well.
Hello everyone, my name is Megan Coates and I'm a senior here at Stockton University studying Greek and archaeology. And I just wanted to speak with you for a few moments about traveling abroad and the endless possibilities that it brings. Okay, so I started studying here at Stockton in the fall of 2016, and my plan originally was to become a nurse. I had already had experience working in hospitals, and nurses make very good money, and it just seemed like the logical step. It just seemed like the right thing to do. But if I'm being honest with you, it wasn't in my heart. I don't believe I truly wanted to do it. It just seemed like something that I should do. And as a freshman here, one of my courses was a class called The Worlds of Homer. And it was taught by Professor David Rosell. The class was very interesting. It involved the cultures of ancient Greeks and the poetic traditions that inspired them. It included, amazing stories like the Iliad and the Odyssey, and Trojan horses, and these amazing war battles. It was very interesting. I loved the course. After writing my final paper, I was posed with a question by the professor if I had ever been abroad. And then he asked me a question that I don't think I ever thought anyone would ever ask me. He asked me if I was interested in going to Greece and Cyprus. I had never even heard of Cyprus, and Greece seemed like a world away. So many negative things popped up in my mind. I don't have the money. Never been on an airplane. I don't have a passport. How is that possible? And so, of course, I said no. Question.
Okay, so in the interest of time, I have to stop the video there, but I encourage you all to check out my website and watch the rest of it there. Before I continue, I'd like to ask for one volunteer to tell me why you think the young woman in the video might have said no to the offer or the question of whether or not she'd like to study abroad. Can you think of any barriers that you might automatically consider when asked to engage in the different high impact practices?
I think that one of the barriers that I think that stopped her from going abroad was definitely probably financial. The money issue, like I think it's a lot of money to go study abroad, especially if you don't have scholarships or grants to help you get through it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for responding to that question. And I'm sure many of you can think of other barriers as well, right? I've heard students tell me that they just they didn't think they were allowed to. As silly as it may sound to you, if it's not something that's presented to you in a fashion that seems accessible, you may feel that way as well. And that doesn't just stand for study abroad, but for some of these other opportunities as well. Megan Coates is one of the most wonderful students I've met in my time here at Stockton. She's now a Stockton graduate, and she changed her major after coming back from Greece. I forgot to mention this to the group yesterday, but she changed her major to really something that she's passionate about. She talks about in the beginning of the video how she came in as a nursing major, and for her it was just about the money, and that's really all she was exposed to before she got to college, right? And so these high impact practices have the potential to really broaden your horizon. It has the potential of really exposing you to people and places and opportunities that you otherwise may not be exposed to. And so my office is really about connecting you to all of these different areas, from study abroad all the way to internships and undergrad research and many others. Included in the Office of Academic Achievement Programs are also other initiatives and opportunities such as First Ospreys, which Divya mentioned earlier, our First Gen initiative that focuses on retention and supporting students and also preparing you for your next steps after you graduate. Our office also features racial justice initiatives. And so in order to bridge equity gaps through high impact practices, a big part of that is education. So a lot of what we do in academic achievement programs is offer programming surrounding the experiences historically and currently of the Black and Brown communities on campus and otherwise as well. Finally, our volunteer mentioned finances as a major barrier to engaging in HIPS potentially. And so there are also scholarships and fellowships available to help you engage in high impact practices through academic achievement programs. So I encourage you to take a look here. One of the major fellowships that take place on a semesterly basis is the Board of Trustees Fellowship for Distinguished Students. And many, many students don't know about this scholarship, don't take advantage of it, but it is here for all of you to tap into if you meet the eligibility criteria. So please, please, please take a look at my website, browse all of these areas, and do not hesitate to reach out to me if you have questions about these areas. The last thing I'd like to mention is how to connect with us. So the website I will place in the chat once I'm finished, but please go to Academic Achievement Programs on the Stockton website. There's also a specific website for First Ospreys, stockton.edu/First Ospreys. You'll find out more about our events and services, specifically for supporting, preparing, and celebrating first-gen students. And for those of you who are social media savvy, we are on Instagram at Stockton U Achieve. I'll put these in the chat again for academic achievement programs, and at Stockton First Ospreys for First Ospreys. I invite you to take a look at our social media pages as well as our website. Get familiar with us, and please feel free to take a look at our events page. This is where you'll see everything that we have coming up for this spring semester. Our first event is on February 4th. That one is all about HIPS, but we have events and opportunities in each one of these 4 areas. All right, I believe I've covered everything. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope you've learned a little bit about HIPS and that you will engage with academic achievement programs throughout your time here.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Everyone, please share your gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Johnson in the chat box. Our next representatives are from the Career Education and Development Office. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, everyone. I'm Patrick Burns. I'm an assistant director here in Career Education and Development. And with us on the call today is Dr. Terry Carr, who is the director of our office. So today we just want to tell you a little bit about career education and development, but the first thing I want to do is explain to you why it's important. So as the name implies, I'm sure you're thinking this has something to do with jobs, this has something to do with my career, but why is it important, right? So why is our office significant to you? So the reality is that most students that come into college don't yet have a clear idea of what their major is, and many of those who do will change. And an even greater number of people either don't know what they're going to do professionally in the years after college, or what they think they will do now changes. And so with that in mind, you've all made a really great decision to attend college. You've made a decision to invest your time. On average, 4 to 4.5 years, or maybe even a little longer if we're talking about the true average it takes to get a degree. And we're talking about a lot of money as well. So it's your time, it's the money that you can't earn while you're in a classroom, it's the money that you're paying for your classes and services like the Career Center. So that's a big investment. And you're hoping that it will do something for you. So you're hoping for a return, right? That it will change your life in some way, allow you to earn more money, have a life that is better than the life that you would have without college. And so there's a lot of questions, a lot of planning, a lot of soul searching, a lot of things to figure out in that process. And so our office is here to help you through that. We're here to help you figure out where you're going with your career. We're here to help you create plans so that you can get the most out of college, so that when you're not in the classroom, you're engaging with clubs and activities that are related to your career, or doing volunteer or part-time work or internships that align with the world of work. So we're helping you draw connections from what you're doing inside and outside the classroom that you love to real things outside of the college, beyond the education, so that you can bridge that gap seamlessly and begin to reap the rewards of your educational investment as quickly as possible. And so what that means for you all is that you should act soon. You should start now. And there's an old saying, I think I learned it when I was right out of college in the sales world, and it goes like this: how do you eat an elephant? Which, by the way, I would never want to do. They're endangered. I don't advise it, and I imagine they don't taste very good either. But let's just say you were going to try. The answer is one bite at a time. So your career planning, much like everything else you do over the next few years, is going to come in small steps. And if you start now with your career planning and work with myself or one of my colleagues, we can help break this down so that you have time to explore, make changes, hit dead ends, run into roadblocks without feeling overwhelmed. So remember, one bite at a time and start early.
I'm sorry, Patrick, I pressed the button by accident.
That's okay. It shouted at me. It said, you're muted. Where's my screen? I'm not sure which one's your screen too. So let's take a look at some things that are important for you now that you understand the what and the why. So to get to our career page on the website, simply search for career. And that will take you to career education and development. So there's a couple things here on this page that I want to show you that will be important and you'll need to know to access us in the next couple weeks and months. So if you scroll down, these buttons here are very important. The first one is to make an appointment. So by clicking here, you have access to what we call career communities. And career communities, for now, for you to understand them, are simply buckets of career paths that are related. And so as you look at them, consider what it is you think you might want to do in this world and select the one that aligns with your interests. So we have 6: arts, entertainment, and communications, business, hospitality, and tourism, education, healthcare and medicine, public, social services and law, science, technology, engineering, and math. So they're very broad. So you'll pick the one that makes sense for you at this point. And if you're between them, you can pick whichever one you think is more exciting, or just flip a coin. And what that will do is allow you to meet with an advisor who will help you answer that question if you're confused between career communities. So it doesn't matter who you get to, we're all equally qualified. So if you're between, just pick one and we'll help you from there. So once you get here, there's a couple options. For those of you looking for immediate help, we have tutorials on resumes, internships, job searching, and interviewing. And for those of you who are looking for one-on-one help, you can schedule face-to-face appointments. And at this point, that's mostly face-to-face through the computer, as we're doing now. So you simply click on that button and you'll see live in real time schedules of availability. You can click the date and then select the time that works for you. And of course, if at any point in time you have trouble with this process, our emails are right next to our appointment and underneath our picture. So you can just send us an email and let us know you're having trouble and we'll respond to you quickly. So that's how to do an appointment. You'll notice here that I said 6 career communities, but you're seeing 7 options. Well, the 7th option is called undecided, and it's not really a career community. It's a place for students who are not sure about career direction or major, who have some indecision about where they're going and what they're studying and having trouble putting the pieces together. So there is a tutorial here that can help you. And that's really good to do in the meantime while you are waiting to get on my calendar, or if you're have a few minutes before meeting with me, because it talks about a lot of the different things you can do and engage in to help you with that question. So just like the other thing, you can look at my calendar, schedule an appointment, and we can begin working to help you understand what the best options for you might be, help you understand how to make career decisions, and begin planning towards your more near-term goals. So that undecided area is really important for those of you who need it. And then we also have searching for jobs here, which is going to take us into your portal, which is powered by Handshake. And that's a jobs portal where you can learn about internships, you can learn about job opportunities, you can research companies, you can connect to peers that are on the system and ask them questions about companies that they've worked or interned for, as well as learn about events both through Stockton and within the region and nationally. You can also see events here on our webpage, and there's a whole host of other information available here, too much for us to talk about today, so please feel free to come back and explore. So if we shift to this window, this is the Handshake jobs portal. Handshake is the service provider we use, and this is the latest and greatest, best system that they have for colleges right now. So we're really happy to be able to provide that for our students. So you can see here there are jobs, employers, events, and you can scroll through, look for things that appeal to you. We have career fair coming up in just a few weeks. So we have sessions to help you get prepared for that. And then you'll see here in late February and early March, the actual fairs themselves. An important thing to do here is to complete your profile and to select a career community. So career community is something you select within Handshake, and that allows us to better find you with opportunities and events and services that are for you specifically. So once you have a moment and get settled, we encourage you to log into Handshake, complete your profile, select your career community, and set up some job search alerts and other customizable features in here as well. So those are the important things from our office for now, why we're here, what we can do for you, why it's important, how to reach us, and how to use our online jobs portal. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I believe there's a Q&A session at the end, and we'll be able to answer some of those more specific questions as they come up. And I will also, in the meantime, put my email address and links to some of the things that we just looked at in the chat as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Please share your gratitude and appreciation to the presenter, of course, in the chat box. They love to see it. And Patrick, if you can please share your contact information in the chat box as well. And we also have representatives from the Office of Student Development. Can you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stockton. My name is Lauren Wilson. I'm the Associate Director of Student Development. And we have our Director, Jeff Wakeman, here with us today as well.
Hi, everyone.
So we wanted to talk for a few minutes about the Office of Student Development and ways to get involved on campus, because that's so important to your time here at Stockton. Our office oversees over 175 student organizations, more than 25 active and recognized fraternities and sororities. We work with our student senate. We do leadership programs, large-scale events, which obviously look a little bit different these days, but we still, exist in the virtual world. All of our clubs and organizations, COVID has not brought us down. We just do things differently. So our clubs are still alive and well. The events on campus, social events, are alive and well. They're just existing mostly in the virtual format at this point, but there are still lots of different ways to get involved while you're here. Our office is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. So if you're around campus and you want to pop in with a question or an idea for a way to get involved, feel free to come and visit us. So you've heard a little bit about Osprey Hub. Osprey Hub is our online platform for student involvement. It's essentially the search engine to find out what's happening, whether it's student organizations or upcoming events on campus. So you start by going to stockton.edu/OspreyHub, or if you're on the main Stockton website, you can just do a search for Osprey Hub and it will also lead you here. This is what the main screen looks like once you log in. There is a public view, so if you're not logged in, you can see some things, but not everything. So make sure that you're logging in with your portal information, and you can use that search box up top to find whatever it is that might interest you. We have student organizations for everybody, all interests, just about every intended major. So do a search for things that you're interested in, and you can view the profiles of all the different clubs that kind of meet that interest. So it could be something that you were involved with in high school. It could be something that you were involved with in your community, something that you were involved with at your previous institution. Type those things in, and chances are we have something that will match up. If for some reason we don't, we're always working with students to create new organizations. Just about every semester we have probably about 10 new groups that get started, and it's all based on what students want. So don't be afraid to reach out to us if there's an organization that you really want to start that might not yet exist on campus. We're always willing to chat with you. One of the other great benefits about Osprey Hub is it houses Osprey Advantage, which is your co-curricular record. This basically, you can access it by logging into Osprey Hub, go up to your profile picture, and then click down on Osprey Advantage. This keeps track of all the different things that you're involved with outside of the classroom during your time at Stockton. So some things automatically get tracked, and other things you have the ability to kind of input on your own. Anytime that you are involved with the student organization, so whether you're a general member or you become secretary or president of that organization, those roles and that membership will automatically appear on your Osprey Advantage. With events, we don't track all of the different events, but we do try to capture attendance at any educational service or leadership events that will add value to your experience here at Stockton. Any awards and honors or conferences that you have experienced during your time, you can add in on your own. Or if you are involved with something in the community that you think is important to kind of note, you can add that as well. This is all for your benefit. This is nothing that we will look at and judge you on. It's really for your benefit to help best prepare you for when you do meet with Patrick and somebody in the Career Education and Development Center, and you're going to create your resume, create your cover letter, prepare for that job search. This is a great resource for you to kind of have side by side when you're meeting with that career counselor, to be able to come up with ways to best market yourself for that opportunity. Getting involved in college is so important to prospective employers. So I feel like we both share that same message of getting involved, building those skill sets, getting practical experience during your time here so that you can then be able to market yourself even more when you go out into the world beyond Stockton. Osprey Hub also has an app that kind of syncs up to it pretty well. Osprey Hub itself, the web-based version is really mobile friendly, so a lot of people just tend to use that, but there are a good handful of people who really love using Quark, C-O-R-Q. So add that to your list if you have a running list of apps to download that will make your life at Stockton easier. Definitely add Quark to the list because it will help to inform you about what upcoming events are happening and kind of what's going on either on campus or in our virtual campus. So the Get Involved Fair, typically we have that once a semester in the beginning of the semester to kind of kick things off and promote all the different ways to get involved. These pictures are obviously what it should look like and what it will look like again one day. But for this year, we had to switch and do it in the virtual world. So our virtual involvement fair will take place live on Osprey Hub on February 2nd and 3rd from 4 to 6 p.m. The way that works is once you're logged into Osprey Hub, there's going to be a nice big bar coming across the screen to alert you that the involvement fair is happening and to kind of click in there to explore. All of the participating organizations will have their a brief description about what they are, and those who are available for a live video chat will have a link to either their Zoom or their Google Meet, whichever platform they decide to use, but there will be an opportunity to do a live chat with members of those organizations so that you can get your questions answered and learn about what they're about and when they meet and what events they have planned for the spring semester. So I definitely encourage you to visit Osprey Hub on February 2nd and 3rd from 4 to 6 so that you can find your fit and get involved on campus. Getting involved is not limited to just the Get Involved Fair. So if for some reason this conflicts with a meeting that you have or a class that you have, you can always log into Osprey Hub at any time and search for organizations that you'd like to get involved with and click that join button on their profile to be a part of their organization. So don't feel like this is the only opportunity. You can get involved at any point throughout the year. It's never too late.
Yeah, Lauren, if I could just jump in real quick here, I want to say, if you go back to the other slide.
Sure.
Just for the virtual fair, I know a lot of students and a lot of our student leaders talked very strongly in the fall about students weren't really browsing the fair. They were kind of going in and like, I'm an accounting major and I'm going to find the accounting club and running right to the accounting club. And they didn't really like click around and talk to just some random friendly folks. And I just want to encourage all the new students to, you know, take a few minutes and really talk to some of the people at some of the clubs that you might not normally have thought about joining. You know, when we're live and in person, people stop to pet the pony, or they see the fish tank like you can see in the pictures, or they kind of browse the pictures, and that kind of draws them in a little more. And I think it's a lot easier to kind of be like, hey, what's up, when you're live and in person. So I encourage you just to do a little bit more of, hey, what's up? What does your club do? Hey, I don't even know what equestrian is. A lot of our, I mean, people know what equestrian is, but a lot of our clubs have weird acronyms or names that aren't really obvious what it is they do. So just click around, talk to more people than you really want to for, you know, spread your wings. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead to the next one. I'll talk about fraternities and sorority life.
Absolutely.
So I do want to talk about fraternity and sorority life. I know we have some transfers, some new students on the line today. We do have fraternities and sororities on campus. We do have a minimum number of credits that you need to have before you get involved. It's 12 towards graduation, but we do have lots of events that are open for everyone. So if you aren't transferring in 12 credits, but you definitely are interested in joining fraternity or sorority life, we encourage you to meet the students involved right away. There are 3 big events coming up, and this is not inclusive of every single organization. A lot of them will just be at the Get Involved Fair. But the IFC is the name for our groups that identify as male social groups. And you can see all the letters there, and they are the Interfraternity Council. That's what IFC means. So Meet the IFC Fraternities is happening Thursday, January 21st. It'll be on Zoom. It's a great event if you are interested. And the interesting thing is that there's a new chapter starting on campus this year. So if you see the little orange little letters there, Phi Mu Delta, that is a new organization that is starting in the fall. So if you're interested in being a founding father for that group and you're a transfer student with 12 credits, please register for new membership with our office. Meet the Greeks is where all of the organizations will be, at least all the organizations that can make it that night and are holding new member recruitment, or actually a bunch that probably won't be holding new member recruitment will be there too. So that's kind of the catch-all for everybody. And over in the top corner, you see the spring 2021 Panhellenic recruitment. So if you're a student who identifies as female and you're interested in getting into a social sorority, those are the organizations you would register for that event. It is important that if you are thinking about going Greek this semester, that you register with our office. There's a few things that you need to accomplish. I already mentioned the 12 credits. The minimum GPA is 2.5 at Stockton, but many of the organizations have a higher GPA requirement. So please, you're gonna have to meet with the organization, register with our office, get cleared for new membership. We have some online education that has to happen before you start your process. And I just wanna say that this is more of a process to join than a club or organization. Club or organization, you walk up to the table and you say, hey, I want to be a member, and you get invited to the first meeting and you just start attending. Getting involved in Greek life is a stronger, lifelong commitment. It is a values-based commitment. These are all values-based organizations. So whether they are around a set of social values or cultural values, like our Black or Latino organizations, you might, or there's some of them are founded in religious basis. So you are going to have to learn about the organization and then make a commitment to those shared values. So that's why we require a couple of credits under your belt and a good GPA to start off, to make sure that you're a quality student before you go into the more time-consuming commitment of becoming a fraternity or sorority member. So if you have any questions about that, stockton.edu/Greeks has all the information. Attend one of the events. Many people at Stockton in the fraternity and sorority world say, I never thought about joining a Greek organization until I met the people involved. So, don't let the realm of social media convince you. Meet our people first. All right. And yes, you could do it next year or next semester. Most of the groups do intake every semester. Another really big event that happens in the beginning of the school year, at the beginning of every semester, is a day of service. Since this is spring, we hold our day of service in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. We usually hold it on Martin Luther King Day, but because of the change of the calendar, it's actually Saturday, January 30th. There'll be a limited number of in-person service options and a bunch of kind of grab and go and online service options that are happening both at the main campus of Galloway and in Atlantic City that day. So if you are living on campus or near campus, you can come to campus. Please go to stockton.edu/MLK Day to see all the different options for doing service that day. You can even see the different projects that are happening, and some of them require pre-registration. So please check that out. Doing service and learning about service and service learning is an important part of being a Stockton student. We also have a Student Senate. Student Senate is our student government. It is a very large body, very important body on campus. If you were involved in student government in high school, you might have, thrown a homecoming dance or something like that. Student government, student senate at a college campus is much more important to the lifeblood of the college campus. They affect a lot of the college policy. They go to a lot of the meetings that a lot of the decisions are being made. They hold a lot more sway with the university officials, I'll say. My president meets with the president of the university on a monthly basis, meets with the vice president frequently, and a lot of times they know what's going to happen and get to voice the student opinion and hold the administration accountable for serving the students. So very important. Another really important thing is all of the 180 whatever clubs that we have now, Lauren. I don't even know what the number is. They grow all the time. They are the funding unit for all of those. So if you have paid your bill, you may have noticed that there's a student activities fee. Well, that entire student activities fee gets kind of collected from every student, and a large portion of it is given to Student Senate, and they give almost every penny to all the clubs and organizations that we're talking about. Those that are eligible for funding, that's where they hold all their events. So when the Stockton Entertainment team invites, a major recording artist to campus, and we have a Ludacris or whatever concert on campus, that's where the money came from. So if you choose to get involved, you will get a lot of value out of that $50 or so a semester you're putting in. If you don't attend any events and don't go to any clubs and don't get involved and don't go to University Weekend to get a free t-shirt, your $50 went to somebody else. So we really encourage you. We say a lot of the events are free. Oh, no, they're not free. You paid for them already. So please get involved. If you want to be involved in holding the university accountable and learning about all the policies and procedures, Student Senate is a great way to get involved. Their next meeting is January 26th. Their public meetings are open for everyone, and they'll open the mic and hear any concern any student has. You can find them on Osprey Hub. So I sound like I say Osprey Hub a lot, but it's because it's where everything is, or at least everything from our office is.
Well, and it's more than just our office. There are so many involvement opportunities. Even other offices post their events on there as well. So it really is the hub for involvement here at Stockton. So we encourage you to get involved. Jeff and I will share our contact information in the chat in case you do have any specific questions or just want to reach out and chat about what involvement opportunities exist. But thank you so much, and we look forward to getting you involved here at Stockton. Welcome.
Thank you, and welcome everyone.
Thank you so much, Student Development. I would like to, before we move on to our next presenter, yesterday at our last orientation, Dr. Carr, she actually gave a strong piece of takeaway that connected all three offices together, and the reasons why you should take advantage of the services that were stated in each office. So Dr. Carr, can you please restate that nugget that you gave?
Hello, everybody. I have to jump off quickly, but I do want to leave you with this. What was important for me to express to the students yesterday, because we have a variety of students, right? Non-traditional, transfer, new students and things of that sort. Some of this information is coming at you hard and fast. And what I wanted to kind of boil down to is to help you understand that the purpose of this, right, is because getting involved, the high impact practices that Dr. Johnson talked about, and the things that the getting involved fair, or even just being part of the student development team in terms of participating in clubs and organizations, Greek organizations, really get involved. And that means in different levels, right? Student Senate, study abroad, and just don't think of study abroad as just international. You can have domestic opportunities as well. We have difficult lives. Some of us have to work. And so studying abroad could be challenging, but what we don't want you to do is rule it out, right? You can have these different opportunities in different aspects in different ways. We just have to approach them differently. It's enriching to have these experiences and experience different cultures, immerse yourself in different experiences, because these help you develop the leadership skills, regardless if you've done this before. If you're an older student or a new student, right? We still continually learn. And so we have to develop the skills that builds our story, right? And so we want to make sure that you're having those experiences, because those are the skills that employers seek. Ultimately, it boils down to whether you're doing an internship during the summer, during the excuse me, if you can do a short-term internship, whether it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we prefer 6, but sometimes we don't have that type of time. Project-based internships, community-based engagement, those types of things are crucial to your leadership development, your professional development. The other thing that I wanted to make sure to note is that take time while you're here to invest in your professional development. And that's across the board. Of course, I would love you in our office, because we prefer to work with you soon than for you to cry at graduation time and say, I can't find a job. Well, the truth of the matter is that looking for a job is about knowing how to tell your story. And you start that process with us through your experiences in and out of the classroom. And that's what it all boils down to. Like, this is a system of puzzles that work together for your success. And so with that said, congratulations, you're here. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but you have a host of people here that are here for you in any capacity. Latch on to that person, they'll make sure they get you to the right resources. Welcome, congratulations, and I will see you guys on Zoom. Bye.
Thank you so much. And I forgot to acknowledge and ask you all to share your appreciation for our folks in student development, Lauren and Jeff. So please thank our presenters. I don't want to forget anyone. Last but not least, we have 2 representatives from Bursar's office and financial aid office who work closely together. So would you please introduce yourselves?
All right, I'll go first. My name is Chris Connors. I'm Interim Director of Financial Aid here at Stockton University. And with me is Ryan Terrell, our bursar. Just a little bit about our office. We manage several different sources of aid to provide assistance with your balance. It could be in the form of grants, scholarships, loans, or federal work study, which is essentially a job on campus. We work with students. The best way we can serve students is we ask that all students do complete the free application for federal student aid, otherwise known as the FAFSA. The sooner a student can do that, the sooner we can help a student plan for their payment of their bill. Okay, I know there are a lot of students that have completed already for the spring. Many of you, if you're transfers, you had completed this process for your fall, for your previous school in the fall. And essentially all you really had to do was change your school choice to Stockton University mid-year, and that financial aid, then that information gets sent to our office. So if you've done it, thank you. You've made our jobs a lot easier, which makes your life a little bit easier. So the only thing you need to stress about are your classes. And speaking as a former student, that you're going to be in good hands with our faculty in regards to that. So if any student hasn't done the free application for federal student aid, I did get asked the question yesterday, is it too late? Absolutely, it is not too late to apply for financial aid now for this spring. Okay, so whether you've applied already or you haven't, I do encourage all students, since we are mid-year, to complete the application for next fall already. I know you're just trying to get settled in right now. Just transitioning here to Stockton, but do take out the time to make preparations for next fall as well. As I said, the sooner you can do that, the sooner our office can assist you and kind of make it a seamless transition for next academic year as well. So Ryan, I'll hand it to you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all for being here, especially during these challenging times. I will be so happy when we can stop saying that and all these catchphrases, unprecedented, uncharted territory. Like it was, like Chris said, I'm the bursar here. And I know you might be thinking, what does that mean? That's just a song from Hamilton, but it actually is a real job. I'm the bursar, and one of my primary responsibilities is overseeing student accounts. This is a picture of me and Talon. This is pre-COVID, of course, because we don't have on masks and we're not social distancing. Am I able to share my screen? I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Or I wanted to share, and just let me know if everybody can see that. Are we good?
Yes.
All right. So this is our website, our Bursar's Office website. We updated it, of course, to really reflect what is going on. These are real people from our office. But I wanted to point you here because this is a really good resource. So your student account, one, what is your student account? It is basically any transactions that occur once you have registered. We urge you, once you are registered, to enroll in a payment plan just to help spread out your term bill. As it was stated before, if you have already pre-registered, the bill was due on September. I'm already thinking ahead. On January 4th. If you are registering this week, the bill would be due January 19th. And if for some reason you were in between those dates, you do have 5 days from the time of registration. If there is any confusion or anything of that nature, please reach out to our office, or you can reach out to me directly. I'll drop my email in the chat once we're done this, because we are here to help you through everything. We want to make sure, though, that you are utilizing financial aid, like Chris said. And the good thing about our payment plans is that they will factor in any financial aid, any scholarships, or anything of that nature, so that your payment plan would adjust automatically. If you were to enroll in a payment plan, it would be the 4 payment plan. We also have walkthrough videos down here at the bottom of our homepage, because if you're like me, I use YouTube for everything. You know, that's how I pretty much get through. I'm pretty much hands-on with videos. So we tried to make this as easy as possible for you. Another thing that I did want to share, and if everybody can see this, is about your Osprey card. So if you haven't already, when you do get your Osprey card, that's your ID. Please do not lose it. You know, please put it up where it's safe. But you also can add funds to your Osprey card through financial aid or payments. Again, we have a YouTube video that'll walk you through it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we update videos daily. But this will walk you through it. And the cool thing about the Osprey card is that you're able to use that when you're on campus or off campus with certain vendors. There's 2 types. There's unrestricted and restricted. Unrestricted, you can use it everywhere, but it does help you set a budget, and you're able to preload that throughout the semester. I just want to stress the importance of asking questions, regardless if you're a transfer or if you're a new student. If there is something that you're unsure of, if there's something on your bill that you don't understand, please reach out to our office via email. We text students. If you do get a text from us, it is not a bot. We do reply. One of the things, though, you know, just to be mindful of is that you want to advocate for yourself. You want to ask the questions. You want to take advantage of the scholarships, the different opportunities that are out here. We will, break things down for you in a way, because like Chris said, we were all students once, and believe it or not, I didn't know what some of the things were on my bill. But you want to know what these things are. You want to make sure that you apply for financial aid, because I always say it's better to have it and not need it to need it and not have it. If there is any questions, like I said, please drop them in the chat. I will drop my email in the chat. Again, congratulations on your acceptance. And, you know, great things coming in spring 2021.
Thank you so much. Share your appreciation, gratitude to the presenters in the chat box. Now it is time to ask any of the questions you may have written down. Please do so. If you don't have any questions, that's fine as well. I actually dropped the link to the survey in the chat feature, and I will do it again. Remember, please do not leave without taking the survey, because this will give you credit for attending today's orientation. And so if you have any questions, this is the time to unmute yourself and ask it now. Thank you again so much for your time. Thanks to the presenters for coming out and sharing the information to the students. Take advantage of the resources. These resources are here for your benefit, and you pay for them, so please utilize them. Again, if there are no questions, that's fine as well, but this actually concludes the virtual orientation piece. Oh, there is one question.
Yes, for Mr. Terrell. Actually today, before I got into this meeting, I was looking at my bill and it said I was charged a late fee. I applied to Stockton a day after the deadline for the payment plan. So I was wondering if I could get in contact with you to speak about the late fee.
Of course, of course. Did you see my email in the chat?
Yes, I took a picture of it. I was going to message you later.
Okay. And what's your name, sir?
My name's Andre Romero.
Okay, I'll be looking out for the email. Yeah, we'll take care of that for you.
All right, thank you.
Excellent. Spencer, I dropped the link in the chat box again for the survey, which is what you need to take today. And a last friendly reminder is to complete the self-guided online orientation module and quiz before January 18th. This provides you with additional information of the resources and services that we have at Stockton that we could not present to you today because there's just so much. So are there any questions? Remember to take the survey before you log off. Wow. Thank you so much. That concludes our presentation, and I'll just hang out here as people are completing their survey. Thank you to the presenters again.
Thank you.